His Excellency, Most Reverend Bhargis Sakalakal, the Bishop of Calicut, and my dear fathers, sisters, and the staff. Very good morning to all.
Good morning.
I'm Father Paul Kanak Parichavasidi, hailing from Odisha Regional Vicariate of St. Teresa of Lisieux and belong to Manjibel Province, Kalmashari. I stand before you all on behalf of Central Eastern Region Group led by under the leadership of Lancy Rodriguez to brief the recap of what happened yesterday, 6th November 2024. The recap on the second day. The day began with the Eucharistic celebration integrated with the morning prayer. The theme of the liturgy was the figure of Prophet Elijah. Go and stand on the mountain. Most Reverend Dr. James Tawfil, the Bishop of Kohima, presided over the Holy Eucharist. The concelebrants were Fathers Nancy Rodriguez, Ajay Kumar Khalko, Pratap Mishal, Henry Jos, MSFS, and Roxy Fernandez, MSFS. In his homily, the Bishop highlighted the image of the Prophet Elijah, one of the greatest prophets of the Old Testament. He exhorted the participants to be aware of the presence of God in our daily activities, however insignificant it might be. He also underlined the reassurance and constant accompaniment of Jesus in our mission and ministry. The first session of the day was started at 9 a.m. Reverend Father Thomas Parail, the MC, invited Father Praveen Kumar Gopu to give a recap of the events of the previous day. He gave a very comprehensive and extensive report of the inaugural ceremony and the activities of the first day. It was followed by the first core session of the day. Father Thomas Parail introduced and welcomed Dr. Vincent Darlow, a resource person, to speak on priestly formation in the context of India, strength, challenges, and questions. Dr. Darlow began by sharing insights from his academic career and encounters with people from diverse backgrounds, setting the stage for an engaging and relevant discussion. He highlighted the following points. Brief overview of the landscape of priestly formation in India, touching on its historical evolution and the current frameworks shaping priestly development. Existing internal and external strengths in priestly formation in the context of India today. Contemporary, external, and internal challenges in priestly formation. Some questions on what may be additionally inculcated in priestly formation in the context of India today. Formation in the hidden delve into the perspectives of the laity, emphasizing the need to align the priestly role with the expectations and spiritual needs of lay people. This section sparked interest in understanding how priests can better serve and connect with their communities. Dr. Darlow outlined several key challenges in priestly formation, including adapting to social changes, meeting pastoral demands, and addressing cultural diversity within India. After a short break at 10:30 a.m., participants gathered at 11 a.m. for a panel discussion. Reverend Father Pratap Mishra, CM, served as the MC, introducing the panel members Dr. Vincent Darlam and Father Joseph Telekat. Reverend Father Emmanuel Upanath, the team MSFS, moderated the discussion, ensuring a smooth flow of insights and reflections. Father Pratap Mishra briefly introduced the theme of the panel discussion, welcoming the members and outlining the goals of the session. The focus was on experience of platform for discussion on the evolving role of priests in India, balancing tradition with the changing expectations of the modern world. Reverend Father Joseph Telekat and Dr. Darlam's insight, along with the valuable perspectives shared during the panel discussion, offered participants a deeper understanding of the complexities involved in shaping priests for today's society. The day's discussions underscored the need for an adaptive, inclusive, and community-centered approach in priestly formation. Reverend Father Pratap Mishra thanked the panelists, Joseph Telekat and Dr. Vincent Darlam, and the moderator, Reverend Father Emmanuel, MSFS, for the meaningful session. It was followed by the information given by Reverend Father Andrew D. Rose, who introduced the journal Vaiharai from Trichy Seminary. Then Reverend Father Roxy Fernandez was felicitated on his 41st birthday. Bishop Varghese Chakalakal said the grace before the meal. After the lunch break, the delegates gathered in the conference hall at 3 p.m. for a workshop session. This session was animated by Fathers Charles Leon, the Secretary, and Richard Brito, the President of ARMS. It was mainly on the CCBA ARMS pastoral documents. After a meaningful presentation on the dynamics of pastoral plan for 2033, the session was concluded with a region-wise group discussion. For the evening session at 6 p.m., Reverend Father Thomas Parai introduced and welcomed Dr. Father Paul Puducherry, CSC, the resource person, to address the gathering. Father Paul began his session with a prayer by Father Cedric Prakash, setting a reflective tone for the evening. The focus of Paul's presentation was the formation of priests today, cultural and social challenges of priestly formation in India. He started by examining the broader socio-cultural landscape of India and the world, underscoring how these changes affect priestly formation and the challenges faced in modern day priesthood. Key highlights of the presentation. First, changing paradigms in family and marriage. Father Paul highlighted the increasing influence of technology, especially mobile addiction and its effects on family structures and the sanctity of marriage. Second, family and individual stress. He discussed the rise in physical and psychological stress within families, as well as behavioral and performance-related stress that affects individuals at multiple levels. Third, migration and immigration trends. The resource person addressed the growing phenomenon of migration both within and outside the country and raised the question of how the church can respond to these demographic shifts for approach to address emerging trends. Father Paul proposed a dialogue-based approach instead of confrontation. He emphasized the importance of equipping priests with the skills needed to adapt and respond to these societal changes, underscoring a mindset shift toward developing new decision-making skills, fostering a mindset of cultural integration, and recognizing the significance of emotion and empathy in priestly roles. Fifth, leadership, educational leadership. With approximately 80,000 schools across India, priests often assume roles as educational administrators. Father Paul raised questions on how many students are truly being educated with ethical and moral values. He also touched on the perception of priesthood in an increasingly secularized society. Sixth, community and prophetic priesthood. Father Paul challenged the audience to consider if they are effectively building communities and called for a language shift that emphasizes inclusivity, engagement, and accountability. He stressed the importance of community engagement and responsibility. Interior spiritual life and also a profound spirituality that mirrors Christ in daily life. Seventh, four characteristics of knowledge in priesthood. Father Paul concluded by outlining four essential characteristics that should be cultivated in the knowledge framework of priest: authenticity, spirituality, cultural integration, prophetic accountability. Father Paul's session was a thought-provoking exploration of the need for priests to adapt to the evolving social and cultural landscapes in India. His call for dialogue, adaptability, and cultural sensitivity challenged attendees to consider their roles as educators, community builders, and authentic witnesses of Christ. The session concluded with reflections on how priests can integrate spirituality, knowledge, and accountability to meet the complex demands of their vocation today. Finally, Reverend Father Thomas Parail thanked the resource person, Father Paul, and all the delegates for their active participation. The day's program ended with an adoration animated by Reverend Father Sunil Damar SVD, Father Paul Kanakosidi, and Father Thomas Parail. Thank you.